Hey guys, MMTheStir973 here with another Clash Royale video. I hadn't done a Clash Royale video in so long, and the thing is, all my Clash Royale videos are about opening stupid chests, so I decided to do a different Clash Royale video, and yeah, that's gonna get boring obviously. But if you didn't read the title of the video, I'm gonna showing you guys 6 cool Clash Royale card ideas. All these cards were made with ClashRoyaleCardMaker.com. There you can basically make your own Clash Royale cards for free. Then you can download the image, send them to your friends, post it on Facebook, Twitter, whatever you want to do with it. And the thing that I like about this is that you can be creative with the cards that you make. You can basically make anything you wish. There's also a Android and iOS version, but I'm not sure if they're the same. But I'll still put a link in the description for all the card creators below. I do have a bit more things to say before we start. One thing is that all these cards were made by me. I took my time to create these cards, and I also made the images for these cards. And the last thing is that these cards, the ideas may not be that good, but they are pretty creative. And I did also make all these cards before the anniversary update of Clash Royale was released. I did this around January this year. But I've been talking so much now, and let's get started with the 6 Clash Royale card ideas. The first one is the Toxic Minion, and it's read, Toxic minions do damage, and then their poison does even more damage, but it wears off quickly. Don't get sick. And I know I tried to make a funny joke there with the don't get sick part, but apparently it came out wrong, so sorry about that terrible joke. Anyway, if you look at the contents of the card, most of it is equivalent to 1 minion. So it spawns 1 normal minion, sorry. So it spawns 3 minions, and when they attack when they attack, it poisons the target for 2 seconds. So it's kind of confusing, so I'll try to explain it well. If the minion is still attacking the target, it will still get poisoned, and the only way for the poison to wear off is that the target basically can't get hit by the minion again, or just stay poisoned, you know, so the minion has to stop attacking it. Anyway, the poison lasts 2 seconds, it does 12 damage per second, so it does 24 damage unless the minion attacks the target again. Also, I forgot to say this, but the poison does slow the target down, so that should help if you're probably putting something else to attack the target and you can get some extra damage in. Now this card is a rare and it costs 4 elixir, and I think it should be a common, but I'm not really sure right now. If you think I should change the card, you can tell me in the comments below, but overall this card isn't too bad. I think I should change it just like a little bit, but I don't know. Is it a good idea? Tell me in the comments. Also, I think the image of this card looks a bit terrible. All I did was grab the image of the normal minion from Clash of Clans, then I put it in the photo editor, then I edited the hue of the card to make it look green, and I brightened it a little bit, and I put a green background behind it, and it looks terrible. If you think it actually looks good, just tell me in the comments. Alright, the next card number 2 is the Snake. And it's pretty interesting, so here's what it says. The snake can completely swallow 3 small troops, but it can only bite large troops and your towers. And yeah, I got that image from Google Images. So it's kind of confusing, so I'm gonna explain it. This card works pretty interesting. So let's say you put down a snake, and then your opponent puts goblins to counter it. The snake will eat all of the goblins, and then the snake will die because the card says the snake can swallow 3 small troops and then it dies, and you know, goblins spawn in 3, so it's gonna eat 3 of them and then it dies. So that's the bad thing about the snake. It's a super easy counter. You can use skeletons or anything to counter it, just small troops. But if you look at the damage, it does a really good amount of damage to large troops. So let's say you put the snake again, and then your opponent puts a royal giant down this time. The snake can't eat the royal giant because it's big, so the snake will bite it. And as you can see here, the bite damage is 439, and its bite speed is 1 second. So pretty much every second, the royal giant is losing 439 health every second. So that is a really good amount of damage if you want to kill something quickly. So to emphasize this more, let's say you put the snake at your opponent's tower, and your opponent has like no elixir. So that snake is gonna do, once it reaches the tower, it's gonna do 439 damage every second to your opponent's tower, and that's a really good way to catch people off guard. I mean, the card's 4 elixir, 1000 health, and to big troops, buildings, and your towers, 439 damage per second. That's really good. So basically, if this card is left alone, it's gonna be deadly. And that's what's good about the snake, but remember, you could just put small troops to the snake and that's it. The snake will eat the small troops and then boom, it's dead. But overall, it's a pretty interesting card. In the comments, tell me what cards you like, what cards you don't, and what cards you want me to tweak a little bit in the description. Anyway, the next card is the Ice Ball, and it reads, does damage and freezes enemies. Cool, right? And once again, I did try to make a little joke there because the freeze spell already did that job. Because in the freeze spell, I think it said everybody chill, and yeah, I was too late with that joke. But anyways, it does 200 damage, and to your tower, it does 90. And so it's kind of less than a fireball, but remember, this card is just level 1. If this card came out, I already have level 6 or level 7 Ice Ball, because it's rare. Anyway, the freeze lasts 4 seconds, and that's a lot of time for level 1, because when you upgrade the freeze spell, it increases the duration. So if the duration increases it, the level 1 and the level 1 is 4 seconds, I bet level 6 is going to be 6 seconds or something. That's a lot of time, and I think I should change this, because if the card is real, people are going to use this more than the freeze spell, because it costs 3 elixir. So technically I need to nerf this a little bit, because it's definitely more powerful than the freeze spell. So I think when you upgrade it, I should just make it increase the damage and that's it, and not the duration. But remember, the freeze spell increases the duration, so yeah, I don't know how this is gonna work. The next card, the idea is kind of lazy, but it's the Golem. And yeah, the name is Golem. It's just a gold amount of gold. It reads, this guy is made out of pure gold. He is extremely heavy, and he packs a huge punch and can soak a lot of damage. He splits into 2 Goldemites when he's destroyed. And this card does sound overpowered too. And if you're wondering how I made the image, it's the same thing I did with the Toxic Minion. Got a picture of the Golem from Clash of Clans. Then it changed the hue, brightened it, put a yellow background behind it, and then yeah, to make it look cool. But anyway, if you look at the stats, you can see that it has 6,000 health, and I believe that's a max Golem in Clash Royale. So it's 10 elixir, 5 seconds to deploy. So if it's 2 times elixir and you put it down in the back, you can get most of the elixir back. His damage and death damage are the same as a max Golem as well, so no difference. But to let you guys know, this is a legendary, and it's level 1, and at 10 elixir, so it's worth a max Golem. So if you have like level 1 Golem, and you unlock this card, you can just start using this card, because let's be real, it's just kind of strong for level 1. Level 1 legendary is basically like, just like a max Golem, so if you get this card, it's gonna be too strong. The fifth card is the Sniper. It reads, this guy has incredible range, he can target air troops, and he does a good deal of damage, but he can't move away from where you place him. He drops a grenade when he dies. So, if you look at the stats here, he has 500 health, which isn't too bad for a level 1 common. His hit speed is 3 seconds, 300 damage, and his damage per second is 100, obviously, because 300 damage, 3 seconds, but I kind of think this is a bit too overpowered for a level 1 card. If a person just begins to play Clash Royale, and then the first card gets this card, well, I'm gonna win so much battles, and probably zoom past Goblin Stadium and Bone Pit easily. His range is 10, and that's right, 10. And I think that's more than a princess. I think the princess range is 8.5 or 9.5. Can't remember, but all I know was that the range is much bigger than the princess's range. So like I said, princess. The grenade he drops is 100 damage, and finally his deploy time is 1 second. Now this card seems like a good card, but it's actually a bad card in disguise. Remember, the card says he can't move where you place him. All I have to do is put tons of snipers in the back and you're good. Oh, if this card doesn't move, it's basically a building. And building cards in Clash Royale have like this lifetime counter, like after a certain amount of time it dies. But this card doesn't, so the only way for this card is for this card to die is if a troop kills it. And yeah, you can just put this card in the back and boom, best defense ever. There's actually 2 ways to make this card better. First way, I should make him be able to move. His movement speed should be normal, and the second is that I should have a condition where you can't place him in the back of your towers, and you can only put them in front, but he still can't move. Tell me what you guys prefer in the comments below. This card sucks. It's just a building that has unlimited time, and yeah, a building with unlimited time, you just put them everywhere, so it really doesn't make sense. But tell me if I should change this card in the comments below. And the next card, you guys are gonna like this card. It's called the Storm. This creates a black cloud, and any troops caught in the cloud will switch targets or walk around aimlessly. Sometimes this card will create a zap or lightning spell. Now, if you look at the stats, the cloud lasts 6 seconds, which isn't too bad. Its radius is 5, that's about a tornado spell. Now, let me explain how this card works in detail. When you put it down, enemies caught in the storm will switch their targets or walk around aimlessly. For example, if my opponent puts a Musketeer and then I put minions to counter her, then after that I put the Storm. So the Musketeer will switch her targets. She will attack one minion, and then after that she'll attack a different minion, and that isn't normal because she should attack the same minion before it's killed. So if she hits one minion, she should keep shooting that one and then hit the other one. But no, she just keeps switching the targets, like she don't know what she's doing. And then if the Musketeer walks around aimlessly, it's what it sounds like. She'll just walk around like she doesn't know where the heck she's going. You can also make the enemy troops go back to the other side of the arena if you're lucky, but they can walk around any direction though. So I don't know if you can make them direction, but you just walk around like they're confused. It will zap. It will create a zap spell. The chance of it is 1 out of 3, which is 33%. And if it does zap, the zap spell will be level 8. And the chance of the lightning strike is 1 out of 6, which is 16.6%. And if it does strike lightning, the lightning spell will be level 3. So this is basically like a storm in real life. Storms cause lightning, so this kind of makes sense. And there should be a chance where it should make a zap spell and a lightning spell at the same time, but I guess that should be kind of rare. So yeah, that's pretty cool. When you put the storm down, troops walk around aimlessly, or troops will switch targets, and it can also make a tornado or zap spell. If you think I should go nuts, I should probably give this chance a tornado, because since when there's a storm, there's a tornado, so maybe make the storm have a chance to spawn a tornado, but I'm not gonna make this card too overpowered. Also, if you're wondering how I made the pictures of those dice right there, I did edit that myself. And if you're wondering why this card has a question mark, I'm still deciding what rarity I should give this card, so if you guys have any ideas, please tell me in the comments below. So guys, that was my video on 6 cool Clash Royale ideas. And like what I said before, most of these card ideas are creative, but they aren't like good cards. But anyways, if you like this video, please drop a like, comment below, and please subscribe for more videos like this. I'll probably do more. Thank you for watching, and peace out.